Hi guys, we've made it to the last of my 2024 makeup collection declutter series. Today we are focusing on my magnetic eyeshadows, single shadows as well as depotted shades. As you can see, I have a lot of these. I think I probably have a little bit more overlap in here than I need to, especially among these depotted shades. A lot of these are from BH Cosmetics. That's where the majority of these square pans are from. I love their shadows, I love their formula, but I think I probably have just more than I need, especially in like the pink and red category. I do think there's a little bit of redundancy here. So let's take all of these out and sort them by color, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so here they are sorted a little bit more. I counted them, and I think if I'm counting correctly, there are 69. So let's start with these purple shadows. I guess within purple there are some kind of smaller categories. So we have like our more bluey purples or berry purples. So I have a few of these pastel lavender shades. This is a really beautiful topper from Clarity in the shade Playboy. I definitely want to keep that. And then these three are from ColourPop. We have Prowlin, Howlin, and then Earthshine, which is a purple-blue duochrome. I do want to keep all of those. I love pastels, love them so much, so I do want to keep that. Let's see, so here are my more bluey purples. These two periwinkles are both depotted from the ColourPop in a Trance palette, and this is depotted from BH Lost in LA. This is the shade Melrose. I think I can get rid of Melrose. I just don't really love this kind of purple shade on myself, and I don't see myself getting much use out of this, so that will declutter. Then I have three kind of berry purple shades. I think I'll keep this dustier one. This is Cabana from BH Summer in Saint-Tropez. It's a dusty, plummy purple. I kind of like this. I think I might like putting this in like a fall custom palette. These two more magenta purples, I think I can let go of both of these. These are kind of like the exact same shade, but one is matte and the other is shimmer. The shimmer is Super Yacht and the matte is Nightlife. I think I can get rid of both of these. I just don't love this kind of color on my eyes, so we're gonna pass those on. Then I have three kind of similar lilac colors. A couple of these are almost more pink. We have 90210 from Lost in Los Angeles. We have Saludi from Mimosa. And we have Abbott Kinney from Lost in Los Angeles. Let me actually swatch these three just to suss out the differences. Okay, those are really quite similar, especially these two deeper ones. I'll go ahead and keep the more pastel 90210. And I'll pass on, this one's just like slightly deeper than 90210, Saludi from Mimosa. And I'll keep this more purpley lilac, Abbott Kinney. So keeping these two and getting rid of that middle one, I feel like, yeah, this is really all I need in that lilac color family. All right, let's actually take a look at pink next. In these BH Cosmetics palettes, the three that I had, Mimosa, Lost in LA, and Saint-Tropez, they loved putting pinks in those palettes. There were so many pinks in those three. So these are all of the, actually this is almost pinky too. Throw those in. I want to look at the more neutral, almost beige leaning pinks first. I definitely love this category, so I don't know if I'm even going to get rid of any of these, but wow, this would make a super cute rosy, like 6-pan, wouldn't it? This one I'm definitely not getting rid of. It has a big pan in it. This is Sand from Saint-Tropez. This one's kind of similar to that, but also just a very useful shade. This is We Heart Brunch from Mimosa. I'm going to keep both of those because I just love that kind of shade for the crease. Let me see. This is Villa from Saint-Tropez. I'm going to actually swatch these three mattes just to see what they actually look like on the skin. Okay, those are actually three very different undertones. So this one is much more sandy. The name Sand is very appropriate. This one is more of a cool pink. That's Villa from Saint-Tropez. And then this is more of a warm, peachy pink. All three of those mattes I just think are super useful. So I'm going to keep all three of those. I actually want to compare one more to these. This one right here. This is WeHo from Lost in LA. Another light pink. I think this one's more, yeah, more of just a light pink. Yeah, I love my light rosy mattes, so I'm going to keep all four of those. They all have different undertones. All right, then I pulled these 6 together. So these are all rosy, rose gold shimmers. So these are a little bit cooler. Let's swatch these. We have, this is such a pretty one. This is Snake Eyes from ColourPop. Such a beautiful foiled taupe shade. Then this is Marina from BH Saint-Tropez. Gorgeous. Then this is The Hills from Lost in LA. Ooh, that's super different. This is more, that almost should have been in like the lilac category. That's like a really frosty, purpley pink. I'm gonna keep all three of those. I love that type of shade. Then we have these three. This is such an old shadow. This is actually the oldest makeup product in my entire collection. Grandstand from Makeup Geek. I actually just wore this a few days ago. It's a beautiful rose gold. Then this is Beach Club from BH Saint-Tropez. Even more rosy than Grandstand. And this one is Bubbly from Mimosa. I guess I am swatching a lot of these, huh? Okay, much lighter. I'm also going to keep all three of those. Again, I love those kinds of shades. I think they're great to add into custom little palettes, so keeping... I think I can definitely eliminate a good number of these. These are... Let's see, let me group together the really similar looking ones. Got a lot of hot pinks, and I'm not a huge fan of hot pink on myself. These two are really bright, almost like neon coral shades. The 405, and then this is Vibes from Mimosa. Okay, those are nearly identical. I think I'm going to keep the slightly lighter of the two, the 405, and Declutter Vibes. This is a really fun mid-tone Barbie pink. This is Bottomless from Mimosa. I'll go ahead and keep this one because I don't think any of these other shades are really that similar to it. Then we have these two light pink shimmers. This is the shade Fizzy from Mimosa. And this is the shade Cheers from Mimosa. How similar are these? I think I will actually keep both of these though. This one is cooler toned, this one is much more warm, has almost like a gold flip to it. Yeah, those are actually more different than I thought, so I'll keep those. These two look so similar. This is Sunset Boulevard from Lost in LA. Like a hot pink with a golden shift. And then Pop from Mimosa. Those have pretty much an identical base and pretty much an identical shift, actually. I think Pop just has a little bit more of like a foil gold shift to it, so I'm gonna keep that one. I'll keep Pop and Declutter Sunset Boulevard. Then we have these three. They look kind of different in the pans. This is Guava from Mimosa. These two are a little bit cooler toned. This is Raspberry from Mimosa. Just a pretty classic hot pink. Yeah, a little cooler than Raspberry. Then this is Sizzle from Saint-Tropez. Okay, that one is very similar to Raspberry. I think I will declutter both of these more magenta colors. Yeah, I really don't wear these very much. And I'll keep this slightly warmer toned hot pink, Guava. I do think that one's really fun. Of those three, I think that makes the most sense to keep. Then I have these two reds. This one is almost a ketchup red. This is Jet Set from Saint-Tropez. Such a fun red. I definitely don't wear it often, but it is kind of fun to have. I like doing a winged liner with a red like that. And then this is Pomegranate from Mimosa, which is more of a pinky red. I think Pomegranate is a really appropriate name. I'm actually going to keep both of these. I do think, you know, they have definitely very different undertones, and I don't have a whole lot of other reds in my eyeshadow collection, so let's keep those two. Alright, let's look at my peaches and oranges now. I love this category, so I don't know if I'll get rid of any of these. Let's see, these two, how similar are these? These two shimmers, we have Champagne from Mimosa and Malibu from Lost in LA. Those are actually super different. Champagne is very like golden champagne, and this is much more of like a satin peach with a little bit of a duochrome gold shift. Keeping those, I love my peaches. These two, how similar are these two on the skin? We have Crepe from Saint-Tropez, a very like mustardy orangey peach, and then OJ from Mimosa. It's like a true orange. One of the only real oranges I have. Yeah, similar shades. One is just lighter than the other. I will keep those two. And then this one I'm going to keep as well. This is the shade Vibrant Thing, depotted from ColourPop Miss Bliss. While I'm swatching everything, I'll just swatch this for you too. This is just such a fun, beautiful, neutral, dusty peach. It is a sequin shade, which I don't always love from ColourPop. It's like a matte with some glittery particles mixed in, but I just love the shade so much that I don't even mind. I just think it's so pretty, so warm, great for the crease. Alright, venturing into yellows, golds, and some brown shades. I am going to keep both of these matte browns just because I think they're both really useful to have in my singles collection. We have Runyon Canyon from LA and Happy Hour from Mimosa. Just good staple browns to have. Alright, I have two matte yellows. I actually do think I will keep both of these. We have Intoxicating from Saint Tropez, a nice pastel yellow. So cute. And then Sunny from Mimosa. This got kind of discolored because I put some isopropyl alcohol in there, but it still performs just fine. I really like that. Yeah, keeping both of those. I do love yellows. Then these are more golden shades. This is like a really yellow gold. Starstruck from LA. Swatch this here. I really don't wear very yellowy gold shimmers like that. This is Paradise from Saint Tropez. A little bit warmer of a gold, and then this is a duochrome. This is Exotic from Saint Tropez, kind of like a golden green duochrome. Definitely want to keep that. That is so pretty. I'll keep the more yellowy gold actually because I think that might go nicely with some of those matte yellows that we just looked at, but I'm actually going to declutter this shade, Paradise from Saint Tropez. I don't really love warm old gold kind of colors like this on my eyes. I do find that they can kind of make me look a little bit sick, so I'll declutter that one but keep these other two. Okay, next we have some grayish colors. I didn't really know what category to put this in. This is the shade Smoking Mirrors from Clarity Cosmetics. It's like a silver to gold duochrome, and it is a stunner. I mean, I love a mixed metals eye look, and this is perfect for that because it's literally like silver and gold all in one. These are much more smoky. They're kind of similar. This is the shade New Moon from Sydney Grace. I've hardly used this one. This was part of the Creators and Friends Las Vegas goodie bag that we got back in December. Really pretty. I've never tried Sydney Grace eyeshadows before, so that's like the only Sydney Grace. Oh, and then I have another taupe one there. And then this is from the Shared Planet Polar Bear palette that I depotted. I don't feel like I need to keep both of these. Honestly, I get more excited about this shade from the Shared Planet palette just because it has a little bit more like sparkle to it than the Sydney Grace shadow. I actually think I am going to declutter the Sydney Grace one. This is much newer to me, definitely can be passed on to someone. It seems like a nice shadow and a nice formula, but I don't need to keep both of these because I really don't wear really gray, smoky looks that often. And I just feel a little bit more drawn to that Shared Planet shade. So I'm going to pass on Sydney Grace New Moon, but I will keep these other two. Okay, then we have some taupe shadows. These are matte. We have this one from Shared Planet Polar Bear. I don't have these labeled with the shade names, but it is a beautiful rosy taupe matte. I love this type of shade for the crease. I do want to keep that. And then this is a little bit more gray. This is Crescent Moon from Sydney Grace. More of a gray taupe. I'm going to keep both of those. I think they're nice for smoky looks, and that Sydney Grace one swatched really smoothly. I've hardly used that, so I do want to keep that and use it a little bit, just so that I can have a little bit of experience with Sydney Grace. Then we have these shimmers. These two are from Shared Planet Polar Bear. Again, I don't have these labeled with the names, but we have this kind of purpley taupe, and then this is a little bit of a cooler toned, smoky purple taupe. And then this is a duochrome. This is Coastline from BH Saint Tropez. This one actually is like a rosy taupe with a green, like a mint green shift. I love that. That is such a beautiful duochrome. Actually super different from those other two. You know, I think I can declutter this middle one here. It's a little bit cool toned. I think if I were to go for a mid-tone taupe like this, I'm much more likely to reach for something a little bit rosier like this. This one's just very cool and purple, and I don't love super cool tones on myself, even though I'm keeping some for the sake of variety. I am going to declutter this one, but I will keep those other two there. I think those are beautiful. Alright, so then we have some blues and frosty shades. Let's look at these white frosty shades first. We have the shade The Abbey from BH Lost in LA. This is a matte white. I am going to keep this just because it's really useful to have. When I want to make a shade more pastel, I can just mix it with this white shade. It's definitely not something I use all the time, but I think it's really cool to have and it adds some versatility to my collection, so we'll keep that. And then these are two like duochrome white shimmers. We have, this is the shade Lightfast from Clionadh, and this is actually the eyeshadow version of the nail polish that I'm wearing right now. This was another thing in the Creators and Friends goodie bag. This eyeshadow and then the matching nail polish. I love this nail polish. It's like the perfect top coat. I also just like it by itself, which is how I have it on my nails right now. And I feel the same way about the eyeshadow. I just think it is a stunning, I guess you would call it a multi-chrome. I'm not entirely sure, but it's beautiful. It's got some gold, some pink, some red, some purple, some almost like green. Yeah, it's just a very multi-dimensional color and I love it. And then this is Depotted from Shared Planet Polar Bear. It's like a white blue duochrome, a really fun shade for an inner corner highlight. I'm gonna keep both of these. I think they're both really beautiful. Okay, now we can look at these blues. I actually, like, as far as colors go, blue is one of my favorite colors, but for eyeshadow, I have to be honest, I don't wear it that often. So I really don't like these kind of aqua blues on my eyes. These are LAX from BH Lost in Los Angeles and Pump Alone from Saint-Tropez. I can get rid of both of these. I just really don't like this kind of color on my eyes, so I'm gonna get rid of those. Definitely keeping this. This is like one of the main reasons I depotted my Shared Planet Polar Bear palette. This is that really beautiful, it actually does have a little bit of an aqua blue to it, but it has a purple duochrome shift. It is just so special, so unique, so pretty. I love how kind of dusty it is. I just love it. So that I'm keeping. I'm definitely going to keep this pastel light blue. This was depotted from ColourPop in a Trance. You can see I don't really have anything else quite like that in my singles collection. Let's see. Then I have this. I just don't like this color that much. This is City of Angels from Lost in LA. I think I can get rid of this one. Yeah, I'm just not, I don't know. I'm just not into that kind of color on my eyes. I feel like it's kind of mixing with, I've had so many colors on my hands that it's kind of, there's like a little bit of yellow left over on my hand, but you get the idea. I just don't love that color. I'm going to declutter that. I will keep this nice denim blue matte. It's just a nice deep blue. This is the shade Bay from Saint-Tropez. I like this for, you know, deepening up a smoky look to use as a liner. Certainly not an everyday shade for me, but I think it's nice to have. And then this is Rush Hour from Lost in LA. It's like a silver, but a very blue-based silver. I will keep that. I like wearing silver on my eyes, especially in the winter, like a frosty look. I think it's kind of fun. And then the last category is green. These are all very different. I'm definitely keeping this one. This is Capri Sun from Clarity. I'll just go ahead and swatch all these because, you know, we're here, might as well. I really don't have much in the way of lime green in my collection, and this is just a fun ass shade. Like, I just love putting that all over my lid, even just by itself. Yeah, keeping that. This is La Playa from ColourPop. It's a mint green. I've had this for ages and ages. It's certainly not the best quality. I don't think ColourPop sells single shadows anymore, sadly, like magnetic singles. This was definitely like one of the not so great quality ones, but at the same time, it's kind of fun for the inner corner or just for a mint green look. You definitely have to build it up, but I mean, the shade itself is really pretty, just like a soft mint satin shade, and I actually have a really big dip in this, so I would like to hit pan on this, especially because it is one of my older shadows. I'll keep that. Then we have, this is Dreamer from Lost in LA, a very minty matte green. I will keep that as well. That's just a fun shade, and again, I don't have much else like it in my collection. That's kind of the whole point of my singles, is to fill out my collection. And then last but not least here, this is like a bronzy olive, Rodeo Drive from Lost in LA. I kind of like this, you know, I kind of like it. I think it's fun to have for curating custom palettes. I definitely think I could make something fun, like an olivey, grungy palette out of my singles. This, yeah, as you can see, it's definitely different from the other greens I have in my singles collection, so I will keep that as well. Alright, so here are the final numbers of my singles collection declutter. I'm decluttering 14 shades and keeping 55. So let's organize the ones that I'm keeping back into my magnetic palettes. I want to see if I can fit all of these in my big Clionadh palette. Let's find out. Okay, so everything except for the 3 clarity pans fit in here. These are just like way bigger than your average single shadow pan, which is kind of annoying, but they fit in this clarity trio that I had, and I have 3 of them, so that's perfect. So those can live in there, and then all of these other ones actually fit perfectly in this larger Clionadh palette. And again, these over here are the ones I'm getting rid of. I really don't think I'm gonna miss any of these shades. This was so much fun and a great way to end off this declutter series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to catch up on the previous declutters, I'll link them all down below in the description box for you. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you would like more content from me, I do also have a Patreon and a channel membership where I upload an extra vlog and makeup video every month. So I'd love to have you over there as well. Otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye!